few of us that we can probably spend almost a one-to-one time with you as well. Okay, so with that, very warm welcome, and please don't just take this as a, I guess, daunting exercise, but we want you all to have as much fun as possible as well. So with that, good luck and have a lot of fun. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chai Ping. So now I'd just like to call Jaya to just walk through a couple of things before we go into the session.
Okay, good morning. Okay, this is the last session's recap. Alright, I'm just going to read it through. Okay, last session was leadership development. So we actually learned about the components of leadership and the styles of leadership, as well as you all learn about the different culture in a particular organization, how they manage it, right? You all still remember or not? You all don't remember, right? Don't you all? Okay, that's about it. I'll just pass it on to the trainers.
Okay, so today I guess we'll be learning on self-selling. So this is really to market yourself. So we will take you through a couple of slides later, videos, and we also have a mini presentation. So I hope you will enjoy. So what you would pretty much know is how to apply for a job. So day in, day out, we come into contact with students like you, and they would pretty much write in to apply for a job. So we will show you what is it like, then how to make an effective resume, which is useful for you, and what you require when you apply a job. Then you would also discover how to make good presentations, the different types of presentation, what is presentation per se, and also understand the basic job interview. That's when you would actually have a feel of going through an interview session. Okay? And last but not least, understand or rather learn the different kinds of interview and go through a case type interview. Okay? So moving on. Okay. So we have an icebreaker prepared. Okay. So I understand from your previous sessions that you've had different icebreakers. So today we have a special icebreaker specifically for you. So Sid and I came together and we prepared this icebreaker. So how many of you have actually played bingo? Okay, that's good. Okay. So in normal terms, or rather, the normal bingo game is pretty much you would say a number or you would pick a number and then you will cross it out in the scorecard, right? And you need to get at least 5 numbers straight, diagonal, down, or whichever way. But it has to be, it has to follow on so that you have a straight line or a strike. Okay. But today we're going to play the human bingo. How many of you have heard human bingo? Nobody. Okay. Okay. So you will be receiving this paper, okay, and in this paper it's a similar context or similar approach like bingo itself, whereby there's characteristics, okay, but the characteristics here are mainly around the people who are actually present. So what you need to do is you need to mingle, you need to go around, okay, you need to get signatures of the people who have the characteristics. Okay, so for example, someone who wears glasses. Okay, how many of you wear glasses? Okay, there's a lot of people here who wear glasses. So what you need to do is you need to quickly run up to the person who wears glasses and get their signature. Okay, so the person who actually completes it or rather get a strike either on top, bottom, diagonal or so, you pretty much need to shout bingo. Okay, and then that person will basically win the challenge or the game. Okay. So the intent of the game is for you to get to know one another. I know it's in the morning, so it's time for you to go around, just mingle, be awake, and just prepare for the session. Okay? And there's also a section here that says free. So for example, if you have 4, but you don't have anyone with a particular characteristic, you can get anyone's signature there. So it's up to you whose signature you want to get for the free section. Okay? Okay. So we'll be distributing this and we will start in about 2 minutes and the game will run for about 3 minutes plus. Okay? Are you all clear about the game? So Sumi will give out the letter. The timing about the estimation of the 3 to 5 minutes, yeah. Okay, everyone has the paper? Who doesn't have? The facilitators, if you want to join in the fun, you can, but it's not entirely required if you don't want to. Okay? Okay, just be mindful of the wires, okay? There's a lot of wires going around, so just watch your step, don't trip over anything. Okay, so we'll start, okay, in a few seconds. So maybe you just want to get up, just get prepared so you can be competitive. Okay? Okay, we'll start in 3, 2, 1. Bingo. Okay, number 1. No, you have to get straight line. You have to get either straight like this or diagonal like this. Yeah. Okay, the winner is still in the run.
Gracias.
Siapa takut spider?
Okay, who got bingo? Can I have a look? Okay, yes, we have one. Okay, your name? Joey. Okay, Joey. So we are looking for 2 more winners.
Go.
Okay, you are? Hideous. Bingo. Oh, okay. You are? Jessica. Okay. Okay, everyone. So that ends our ice-breaking session. Okay, you may be seated now. And I would like to call Chai Ping to present a small gift for the winners. So we have Joey, who completed the first. Yes, Joey. Thaddeus. And Jessica. Okay, I hope you got to know your friends a bit more better. Maybe some of you like onion, some of you don't. So we just wanted to see who like that. How many of you are Justin Bieber fans here? I think I saw 2 or 3 of you there. Okay, so all in all, I hope you had fun. So now we'll just go into the session. And before that, I probably would just like to introduce your facilitators. Okay, so for group 1, we have Eleanor. That's Eleanor. Okay, Eleanor. Group 2, we have Vignesh. Group 3, we have Peter. Group 4, we have Nancy. And group 5, we have Sandra. Okay, I'm going to go into details on what exactly is a resume and how do you prepare a resume, because we've got a group activity after this. And each one of you would need to actually prepare a resume for yourself, okay? And this will be used for your internship later on. So this will be a good training ground for you, a good platform for you to come up with your resume, okay? So we'll just get started, okay? Okay, so what is a resume? You saw just now that it was picking a lot of resumes. So resume is really a document that tells others about your background, achievements, skills, and also your interests, okay? It's like, for example, you have an IC to tell your identification, right? Or you've got a passport to give your identification if you want to travel. So a resume is also like a passport or an IC, but it's a passport to your future job, okay? It's a paper whereby you list all your interests, your information about yourself, your key achievements, your educations, even your hobbies, some of you would actually list out, okay? And the things that you would need to include would be your educational background, and that will be in school, in college, or in uni. The skills that you have, what kind of skills? Some of you may probably have good presentation skills, writing skills, those kind of skills, to market yourself to the employer. So the whole purpose of this resume is to tell your story to the employer so that they will employ you, okay? And of course, convey your education and professional background. Your interviewer will want to know what is your background, what you studied, and what kind of person you're actually applying to the company, okay? So what does a resume look like? So it comes in different types of format depending on your background. However, all resumes must include all the information that is needed to provide the reader a good understanding of who you are. So if I'm going to interview you, and if I were to look through your resume, I should have an idea of the person I'm going to interview, okay? It would sort of give me like 30 seconds preview of who I'm going to meet, okay? So it's rather small here, but if you notice in the table, there are a couple of resumes there, okay? Hard copy resumes. It's in the center of the table, so later you probably look through, but that's pretty much how resumes look like. Okay? So what a good resume should have, so you need to ensure that all these are actually captured in the resume, because these are the things that a recruiter will look into before calling you for that job interview. Okay? First and foremost, your contact information. You saw the video just now. The candidate looked good. They wanted to probably have an interview, but they didn't have a phone number to contact the candidate. So there was no way of contacting the candidate. Next, your career objective. Why you're applying for the job, what you foresee in your career, what you want to come up, what kind of career you want to have. Next will be your education background. That will give you a preview of what you studied and where you would fit within the company. Your work experience, so this can be your internship, because all of you are still in school, so some of you you'll be going through internship, so you would pretty much have that work experience when you prepare for your real job in the future, your first job. Okay, then you have awards and honors. Some of you would probably receive scholarships from your school for being excellent students. The activities, all the co-curriculum activities that you participate in, your rumah sukan, sports, pengawas, girl guides, all those, okay? Skills, what kind of skills? Some of you may be very good in computer skills. Maybe you know how to use PowerPoint, Excel, Word, those kind of skills. And references. So references are people whom pretty much you work with and who would say something about you when the potential company actually contacts you. Okay. So next. Okay, so we've actually divided to different sections. So I've actually gone through all this in detail. So maybe I'll just run through quickly. So contact information will pretty much mean your name, your email address, your mailing address, and of course your school mailing address if applicable. Your career objectives, your personal career targets and goals, what you want to see in your career. Then we have your education background, which school you went to, up to what level you studied, your achievements for your UPSR, PMR, SPM, STPM if applicable, your uni grades, and work experience. So if you go through internship, so for example, if any one of you is coming to Accenture, you can put that under your work experience. Internship with Accenture, what are the things that you did, okay? And then we would have awards and honors. So this is basically, say for example, you were credited or you were awarded as Best Prefect of the Year or Head Prefect of the Year, okay? And your leadership roles, okay, maybe you were leading your Pelangkap or Girl Guides, okay? You were the group leader, okay? And then activities, extracurricular activities. How many of you like sports? Okay, so you can put that there if you're a runner, if you're in volleyball, or you like to play football, okay, if you're part of the team or anything. Your personal activities, so something that interests you, your hobbies, you can also list it there. Your skills, as mentioned just now, any computer skills or any skills that actually stands out. And last but not least, your references, okay, someone who, if a company would like to reach out to you, they will get in touch with. So for example, if you've done an internship at Accenture, you can put Triping as your reference. Or if you work with me or Cindy or anyone from your team, you can put them as a reference. Okay? Okay, so that's very fast about what a resume is. So it sounds very simple, it may seem complicated. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a short activity. Okay? So all of you will be preparing your resume. Okay? And in your groups, you have facilitators to help you prepare the resume. And what we've done is we've prepared samples, okay, so that you can have a view of what you need to put and what potentially you shouldn't put in a resume. Okay, so we have about 20 to 30 minutes for the session. So all of you have laptops. Okay, some of you may need to share first, take turns to do your resume. And what would happen is, once that is done, once you've reviewed, we would print out your resume because this resume will be taken on to the next session where you'll be going through your interviews and you would pretty much give your resume to the interviewer to interview you. Okay, so do your best. Okay, if you're not clear, please ask your facilitators. If you're not sure what to write or how to write it, please feel free to ask anyone. Okay, so we'll get started now, and once we are done, we would pretty much inform you, and then we'll go on to the next session, which is cover letter, which would supplement your resume. Okay, so let's get started.
So, I tried to go to the Microsoft Word. But the words, when I open it, it didn't really come out with words.
Yeah, this is the previous one. Okay, so maybe you can just put a pause first to the activity. We just run through the cover letter session and then we can continue, okay? Are we ready? Okay. So, cover letter. What is a cover letter? As I mentioned just now, a cover letter will supplement your resume. Okay, it gives you a preview of your resume. It gives you an introduction of yourself and why you're actually applying for the job. Okay, So I've actually, Celia has gone around, okay, and has given each group a copy of the cover letter, okay. So later on, once you've completed your resume, you just need to type out a cover letter. A short one would do, just stating why you're applying for the job, okay, your name, your introduction about yourself, and then this will be attached together with your resume, okay. So quickly, you need to explain who you are and why you're applying for the position and why you should be considered for the position, why you stand out from the other applicants, okay? And then, of course, what makes you different, as I mentioned just now, and what makes you qualified and suitable for the role. So, for example, if you're saying I'm applying for an internship program in Accenture under the HR team, why am I qualified? Because I possess the people skills, okay? And this will allow me to actually interact with your fellow colleagues or so, okay? Something like that, along that lines, okay? So the sample, every one of you would have gotten a sample, okay? So once you're done with your resume, just have a look through the sample that we've prepared, and you will need to type out your cover letter, okay? So now you can continue back. We will break at 10:30, so try to complete it before that so that all of us can go and have a snack. Okay? Okay, you can continue now.
The snack is half an hour. No, the snack is
Snack time. Half an hour. Snack time start at 10:30. Susun dengan Max Value. Wah, Max Value lincai tu dia.
Biasa tak lencai lah.
Biasa very asyik. Very. Normally lincai. Very. Sensitifnya. Okay, so let's get it all together.
Done your resume, your cover letter. We're gonna break now. Take a short break. So try to wrap up whatever you have. It's okay if it's not completed because at least it gives you a feel of what you're supposed to do. So the facilitators will pretty much print out your resume for you. Okay? Okay, and we'll go for break. Okay, thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome back. Alright, so let me introduce myself. My name is Eleanor from HR. Alright, so what is this session, right? So this is a very interesting session, okay? And I'm going to show you some model, but it's not a model class, yeah? Okay, so in this session, you need to be more observed and you can learn more, take away from here, this session, alright? So this morning you learned about how to write your CV, cover letter, your resume, everything, prepare your passport, going for interview. So now imagine you are shortlisted and people call you to attend the interview, okay? How you going to interview, right, about your passion is very important, okay? The professional passion is very important because bear in mind, the people don't know you, the interviewer don't know you, the employer don't know you. They know you just from the paper, and when the time you attend interview, right, is the first impression. They see you, right? So how you dress is really about you. It's about personal brand, okay? So what's your name? So that is your brand. For example, what's your name? Sorry? Jessica. So how you dress up is Jessica brand, okay? Alright. So let's see. Okay, so for now we'll go through with you three parts. One is actually the business formal. When we attend interview, we are okay to dress up business formal. Okay, so I'm actually very honored to have our country HR lead, Chai Ping. She is our model. Okay. This is for men. Okay, for men, right? Who's in this room is wearing business formal? Can you point? Yes, Max. So we're very honored to have Max and Chai Ping. So let's see how they dress. So this is the best model, the example for you when you wear it to attend the interview. Yes. Okay. So for men, right? Some quick points. So for men, pay more attention here. Okay. So 2 pieces of suit, right? And you will see, right? Simple tie. The tie is not the Mickey Mouse, Hello Kitty, or Tweety Bird. Alright? So this is professional. Okay, don't bring the big camera when you go for interview. Okay. So this is pretty nice. Nice shoes. And very important, nice haircut. Right? Not like the man, the long hair. Okay? And your fingernails, very important as well. I put the notes here, your fingernails. So Max is perfectly 100% score A. Okay? Okay. And one more notes, right? No earring. No earring. I know some of the people that go for shopping, they put earring or earring on the nose or whatsoever. Don't. Okay? When you go for interview, don't do so. Alright? And for the lady, the woman, okay, you see this photo, right? Just like you see Chai Ping. I complete the photo. Correct. Okay, so you see, nice hairstyle, okay, very popular, not messy, okay, very nice, and with some makeup. Okay, the makeup, right? I think I highlight here somewhere. Yeah, makeup should be minimal, but you don't be too outstanding. Like you make up the smoky eyes. Go to shopping, go to the ballroom, night dinner. Okay. Then that will be good with the skirt length like this. Don't try to show you have a long leg. Okay. So this one is pretty nice. Score A. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Chai Ping. So another tips for you, right? When you prepare your resume, cover letter, print it out. Don't just take the paper. You can perhaps put some of the briefcase with you, so that it will look organized, and put your CV accordingly as well. Good tips.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not plastic bag.
Yes, not the Tesco or whatever hypermarket plastic bag. Okay, put it nicely, organized. Okay, get the point? Okay, this is a business formal, and whereby in for example, working here, Accenture, so we wear business casual. So sometimes you might heard, why business and why casual? Okay, for example, like how we dress up today here, this is business casual. It's acceptable in office. Okay, not too short, okay, and not too long, like the the wedding dress. Okay, so this one okay, get the point? Alright, and now I will introduce to you our another 2 model. I think they are waiting out there. Okay, our model. Hey. So this is imagine when you go for interview. When you go for interview, and this is man, go for interview, Mr. P and Miss W, alright? Okay, we go call them for interview. Now, you are the manager, you are the manager. When you see this dress, come for interview, what do you think? First impression, you don't know them, right? Correct. You have the CV, and what do you think? Getting a phone, yes, so trendy, alright. Doing Facebook. How the hairstyle? Okay, is it acceptable? No, right? Okay, and okay, what is this? Right. So bear in mind how you dress up. comparison. Max, you are the manager. When you look at Max come for interview, and you look at Peter walk, Mr. P. Okay, what do you think? You know, right? So you do your own judgment. Okay, even though you don't know in detail their experience, but that is a first impression. Get it? Okay. And we have Miss W coming in. Okay? And you have your candidate Chandu. Alright? So what do you think? Does she want to go? Is it she going to come to the right place and come for interview or shopping? Is it? Okay, so probably I may meet some of you, maybe Jessica. How can she dress her better when attend the interview? Anything? Can help her so that when she attend the interview next time, better. But no lah, so far she will only work in one company only. Okay, so can you help her, Jessica? For example, I give one example. Shoes. When you go to attend the interview, right, make sure it's covered shoes. Okay? And not the sandal style. Alright? Covered shoes. And preferable, okay, is in dark color. Black or brown. Okay? Not the striking diamond. You know, people will see. Okay? You get the point? Okay. And another thing, tips. Okay, if you have that, okay. When you go for interview, right, this is, you know, to show people, okay, the bag that we carry, maybe the, you know, the light briefcase will do, or the file, or more, you know, in black color, not the Hello Kitty type as well. Okay, all right. And what else? Very important for lady. Yes, you're right. You get the point. Okay, so don't too short. Okay, and also what else? Yes. What do you feel? Too big. Yes, too big. Big enough for you to see. She's wearing an earring, right? So just a proper one will do. A small one, right? Or someone like chatting. Okay? Can? Get the point? Okay, so thank you to them very much. Hope that you get, you know, to learn something key takes away from here. Alright, thank you so much. Okay, thank you, our model. Okay, so a quick wrap-up summary. Hope that you can have some key takeaway today. What is a do? Okay, so for guy can do in business formal or business casual. Formal will be with the jacket, proper. Alright, and for lady, this is an example. So look at the don't, right? Don't go for shopping. And if you wear formal, right, look at the tie, you know, the color, everything, and then make sure you tuck in as well. And the shoes. Okay? Alright? So if you have questions, you can ask all HR, my colleague here. They're more than happy to get you. So thank you very much.
Okay, so now that you know how to dress for the interview, just going to go through how you present yourself, how you speak to the interviewer. Right, so now that you're actually at the door, alright, you see you look very pretty, very nice. Then the next step is, you're going to sit down, you're going to speak to the interviewer. So when this section comes, you need to be very careful. You need to speak up more, right? Don't be too quiet. Okay, when you introduce yourself, you need to have an introduction, right? And you need to have a body when you actually speak. They ask you a question, you need to have a content. Alright, and also a conclusion. Okay, so when you go in there, go into the interview section, alright, smile, be pleasant. Alright, when you sit down properly, don't terkangkang, put your leg one up, you know, this type of stuff. Okay, sit formally, nicely, right? And then when you speak, you need to speak loudly. So for example, if you have a soft voice, you need to make sure that you project the voice a bit louder, right? Like for example, I'm speaking here, if I don't use the mic, Hein cannot hear me and no one's going to listen to me. But because I don't have a very loud voice, so I use a mic so everyone can hear me. So when you go to an interview, same thing. Don't be too shy. Like that. No one can hear you. Okay? Alright, so when you speak to someone, be confident, right? Speak with a loud voice or good voice, right? Project your voice. Okay, and then when you introduce yourself as well, say your name properly, and then at the end conclude. So when you finish the interview, say thank you, nice to see you again, that type of stuff. Okay? Okay, so this one earlier when you guys did the your resume, alright, it's part of the presentation as well. Right, these are some few tips, which is, don't overdo the graphics, don't put all your Mickey Mouse pictures and stuff like that, even though you're a big fan of, I don't know, Justin Bieber or whatever, right? So, but this is a formal presentation, okay, of yourself, so make sure that graphics keep to a minimal, alright, don't put too colorful, alright, and use fonts which is clear and concise. Okay, so when you do a presentation as well, when you give your CV, you need to make sure you have a good flow. Beginning, middle, ending. Okay, so some more tips on when you deliver your presentation, when you speak, right? First, I mentioned projection. Points, make sure you have proper points, and don't talk too fast or don't talk too slow. Make sure you have enough pauses so that the person who's listening to you have time to digest, have time to ask you questions as well. Okay, and pace that, don't talk too fast or too slow. Okay. All right. So interviews. These are some of the interview skills or areas that we will actually be presenting to you. But for today's interview, today's activity, there's only two. One is face-to-face interview, right, which means you interview two people only. Another one is a group interview. We will start with the group interview first, right? But just a quick briefing. These are 6 types of interview that you may actually face when you go out to work, right? Screening. So basically, screening is the first interview to make sure that the candidate meets the requirements. So this could be a call. Say, hello, I'm from Accenture, what's your name, blah, 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 so just make sure that you are aware, you are actually comfortable to come for the first interview. Okay, next will be skills. Skills, basically to just check whether you have the relevant skills. So if we are looking for a marketing executive, so they may, ask you questions about whether you like marketing, whether you know what's marketing about, stuff like that. Okay, and behavioral, basically behavioral to see how you can perform your future performance based on your current behavior. So this one usually will be face to face already. You'll be in the interview room or in the office, and the interview will gauge your performance. Okay, there's also group and case study as well as informational. So group, basically we will go through that later. Case study is to give you a case study. You guys need to read through it and actually come up with a conclusion to that. So usually we need to do a PowerPoint presentation and stuff like that. So you need to present to a group of people later. So these are type of the interviews that you may go through in future. Alright, so so this round we're going to do group interview. Okay, so group interviews, you'll be broken up into your groups. So basically you have 4 groups here. Okay, so for this one you'll be given a situation, right? We'll share that with you in your group rooms. Okay, and in this scenario, you and your candidates will be interviewed based on that scenario. They will ask you questions. So please feel free to actually discuss. Don't keep quiet. Don't just sit down wait for someone else to answer. And your interviewer will actually gauge your suitability based on how you discuss with your friends. Okay, so this is what we're going to do next. And after this, it will be a one-to-one interview where you will have you and your interviewer about 15 minutes, and interviewer will ask you questions. So that is the normal interview that we usually conduct. Okay, alright, so
Yeah, you can tell them that the topic is
Okay, so we can break out to rooms right now. So basically, group TK and SECOM, your room is boardroom, alright? Vignesh and Nancy, I think, yeah, will be the facilitator. Okay? You and Nancy and Vignesh, yeah. Okay.
they can use the
So you guys can go ahead to the boardroom. Okay. Next one is team group chasers. Peter will be the facilitator. Your room will be 3505. Yeah. Melody will be taking you lah. Okay, group MJJ, Eleanor will be the facilitator and your room is 3503. Yeah. Okay, so please follow your facilitators and good luck with the group interviews.
Oh, creative. Eh? Do you know that creative? Oh, no.
Sorry, I missed creative. Creative 3541. Sandra and Sumena will be the facilitator.
So after that, we will have questions for you. Okay? So this is kind of like a case study. So in some of the company, right, when you go for interview, they'll give you a case study, work in a group. Okay? And later on in the group discussion, feel free to share your thoughts, give ideas, don't be shy. Alright? Just share what's your thought. Okay? So you all can read the questions, try to understand. Okay? If you're not too sure, you can ask me. Alright? So after that, I will read out the questions. Okay.
Case that we have, is it related to revenue or is it related to cost? No worries. There's no right or wrong answer. I mean, everyone can look at the business case and see what is the.
Just give your comments. There's no right or wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, I see that everyone's back. Right, so now I hope you guys had a good time or actually have an insight on how a group interview is being done. Right, so the next one is actually a one-to-one interview, meaning you need to bring your CV, go to your interviewer and it's a face-to-face, only both of you in the interview room. So that will be the next session, and this session will take 15 minutes for each candidate. Okay, so okay, so before that, Taiping has some sharing.
Okay, thank you. So welcome back. Did you enjoy the group interview? Yes. Really? Yes. Sure. Okay. Who said yes? Who said yes? Sorry. Kenneth said yes. Okay, Kenneth, come. Tell me why you enjoyed the interview. Sorry, my mic.
I speak. Okay, you speak. What
Listen to Kenneth, please.
What was the business?
Why did you enjoy the group interview? You need to be the K-pop star.
Why do we? Because I'm planning to be K-pop star.
Because we have the chance to share our idea and combine it to make it a better, profitable and better idea.
Don't forget the point. Okay. Anyone else want to share? Any group. Anyone wants to share? This one the mic long enough. Come. Polly.
We have fun sharing ideas together. Teamwork, and then like one question, then we simplify it into like simplest form so that we can easy to understand it.
Not that. Thank you. Okay, last one. Anyone else want to share? David.
Kau tengok point dulu because we get some idea of group interview, at least we have some idea. Have some idea. We're doing good group discussion, experience also. Okay, thank you.
Have a point.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Now, feedback is very important, right? So I just want to share some things, and I thought that the facilitators maybe want to share a few things as well. So let me share a little bit first, if you don't mind, then the facilitators can add on. Feedback is very important, so take the feedback very constructively and very positively, and then, so that will enhance your interviewing experience, right? And when you go for other interviews, you become better and better. Okay, so my first point is, as I observe all of you, don't forget that you actually know a lot more than you think you know. So you must be confident. Don't think that, oh, my English is not so good, I'm not very clever and all that. Don't ever think that. You must always be confident and tell yourself, must have that self-confidence, okay? And you must tell yourself that you actually know more than you think you know. You know what I'm saying or not? Correct, right? You actually know more than what you think you know. Okay? The other thing is, don't be shy. If you don't understand the activity or you don't understand the question, you can always ask. Because by asking, that means that you are actually interested in the job. Correct or not? Thank you for nodding. Okay, then the other thing is structure your thoughts. I think Eleanor did very well. She actually had a mind mapping technique. There were arrows all over from that mind and asked you all why in your group, right? She already put why, and then she had a lot of arrows shooting out. Peter as well on the board there, he had a lot of structure for you. So learn to structure your thoughts, because whether it's in the real life or in your studies, right, and in your life in general, right, and in your career, you must remember, try to structure your thoughts as much as possible. And that's not just an Accenture way, because as you grow older, you have more and more responsibilities. One day, with your career, you will probably get married, you will have children, you have other responsibilities as well. You need to juggle. Therefore, you need to structure your thoughts. When you can structure your thoughts, it becomes a practice, then you can hopefully structure your life. I am still learning, actually, to structure my life, okay? But seriously, it is a process that we go through. So learn to start structuring, okay? Alright, with that, I want the facilitators to please add on, because you are closer to the teams and you all have probably a lot more to share. So I'll start with Peter.
Hi everyone. I guess what I want to try to say is that it's done by Chapping. But one thing that I believe that everyone needs to know right now is that you need to believe in yourself. Because before you can build your own confidence, the trust towards yourself that you can do it is the most important thing. Right? So sometimes you see that the question that we go through just now is a bit complex. When you see the question, there's a story and then there are three more questions picking up. But actually it's not that complicated, right? When we go through. So actually the thing is, you have to first understand that you can do it, believe in yourself. Then whatever you face, whatever obstacle, not only the question that we do just now, I mean in your life in the future, whether you want to apply for a job or even you want to venture into a new business or do something new, you have that confidence. Because the confidence is not built by in a day. You need time. So trust yourself. That's the most important thing. I mean my key takeaways.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Nancy? Yeah, and which I surely agree that this is actually the main things that where Peter says that trust yourself and believe, and the teams that I work with, they are actually quite creative. So, and I realized that, something that's out from their minds that we didn't actually give them any things that, because it's the open questions. So they're able to say, oh, give you promotions, it's too far, it's competition is so good. So all these ideas, I can feel that they are actually more than, their age, they are actually quite matured. So they are able to present it. So the only thing is like, on top of the belief in yourself, is like you need more exposures. Practice every day and present. The presentations is where things that I can see that there's still, times that you need to learn every day. Learn how to talk, loudly. Don't be shy. Don't be shy and say that I want to say this. Actually you have super good ideas like, like Mabel say that actually I want to do promotion. Promotions. So I say, this is actually a good idea. So say it up, say it up. So it helps. And one thing, another value is I see the teamwork. Some like people say that promotion, but it's just so shy, and the Davies and also TDS is helping, and all this. So this team working in the groups, which is I find that, I should give them applause. Thank you, Nancy. Half a point, right? For your team. Okay. Simi, you want to share?
Yeah, 4 points.
4 points, okay. We were together as the interviewer and facilitator. So, quick point to me, again, just now, Eleanor, when she presented the dress code and everything, that's the first impression. But it's also important when I'm the interviewer, I go into the room, my first impression on you. So, how do you sit? Are you showing interest to what you are doing? Okay, and of course, showing the confidence. So, first impression, again, besides the dress code, is how you portray yourself.
And I have another point. You be yourself during the interview. So like what I mentioned to my team member just now, if you're not the vocal type, you are not the type who always come up with very good, awesome new ideas, you can also have your team, for example, like, hey guys, we only have 5 minutes left, so we need to speed up, something like that. Or, hey, we already have 4 suggestions, do we have more? Otherwise, we need to come to conclusion, something like that. Or you probably need to have some of your other team member, who didn't really speak up, like, hey, do you agree, with my suggestion, something like that. Drag everyone into the discussion. So as a facilitator, as we observe, the process of interview, then we notice what type of person you are, and probably you are suitable to apply for HR role. Like what I said, remember this now? Like if you are applying for a HR role, probably we need someone, to be very articulate, that you can help, organize things, and so on and so forth. All right, so be yourself, be confident, and you speak up. All right?
One group.
Vignesh.
Is it Vignesh? Vignesh. Sorry, I must have missed one group.
Mel.
Mel. Oh, you repeated. Okay. I think one key point, right, during the interview that time, especially in a group discussion, at first it looks so complex, right? So we can, don't be shy, ask and clarify. After that, we can move on, right? So this is actually my group experience. They ask some of the meaning, so understand the whole concept and move on. And another key important thing, right, is to brainstorm, give some idea. So from one idea, right, then we can see how is it evolve into more ideas and how we construct it into the mind mapping way. Okay.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I only have a few points to add, right? So I realized that, like what Nancy said, is a good teamwork, and I realized that, well, it's a mixture of different profiles. Some people are more vocal, some are more quiet, right? But doesn't mean that a quiet person doesn't have a good idea, right? So what happens, what I've observed is that it's very good attitude, as in nobody bans another person's idea, right? All ideas, all opinions or all points are taken into consideration, and if that's not something that's very applicable, they try to modify it, they try to make it relevant. So that's one good point that I see, right? Even if the idea doesn't sound very good, doesn't relevant, not very relevant in the beginning, but they can try to transform it, make it into something that is applicable, right? So that's one thing that's good. Another thing is think before you speak, right? So before you speak out an idea, right, you want to process it in your mind first. Make sure that it is really the right thing to speak. It is really something that is is properly is a proper sentence, or is something that makes sense, right? So this is also something that I've observed throughout the session that is done pretty well. Thanks.
Okay, so after this, at the end of today's session, we will have a box quiz. We will ask you what feedback we gave you, and then you have to tell us. Can I? Got a lot of points on. Can or not? Okay, try to remember some of the feedback, because feedback in life is very important. And then take it for your future use as well. And you're going to take it into practice anyway in the one-to-one. So with this, all the best in your one-to-one interview. Okay? Thank you very much.
Okay, so interviewers, can you please go look for Elaine? She will share with you the venue of the interview and your candidate names as well. So she'll pass out the interview forms. Right? For the rest of us, me and Elaine will actually take you to your room. Okay. Just a quick tip. I hope you remember what we have taught you or shared with you for this session so far. Right? So we will take you to your room and shake hands, say hi, be confident, and ask questions. Okay, so those are the main things that I'd like to share with you, and hopefully you guys put in practice. Okay, so good luck. So give us a couple of minutes and we'll bring you to your interview rooms. So make sure you all have your CVs with you. Bring your CVs along as well. Okay.
Okay. Alright. Is there anything you want to add on in your long-term goals?
Long-term. And also, I pray back for helping the poor people.
Why you have that in mind?
Because I also one of them. And I want to help them.
Okay. What do you think that by create the website and able to help them?
Just like if I create my website and becoming more famous, so that everyone know me, then I will help them, the poor one. Then they will know me through them. Then so that they will sponsor more to the poor people.
By sponsoring. Okay, you get sponsored. Okay. Alright. Okay. So now, right, you have your short-term goal and your long-term goals, right? So can you tell me about what's your plan and strategies to achieve your goals What's the plan in place? Okay, you can think about it. Okay.
My plan is first I will have experience in rap, then I will go to uni or learning for this until degree or masters. Then I will try to work for a company normal first. Then after that, maybe I'm.
What do you mean that work for a company normal here? Can you
just like
elaborate?
Just like normal, like selling spoon or anything, clothes also can. Then after that I will go to a famous popular company, such as like 100 Plus, Coca-Cola.
Okay. Alright.
Maybe after I graduate, then I will work as an internship to gain some knowledge and experience about HR department.
Okay.
So maybe then maybe can apply for the position.
So you're trying to learn from the ground before you become a lead. I mean, this is a very good example, right? A very good thought, right? You need to know what is going on at the bottom before one day in the future you become the leaders, so that you know what is going on, so you know how to guide that. Good. So it's very good. So let's go a little bit deeper. I mean, we talk about your career aspirations, your short-term goal, your long-term goal. How about letting me know about your strength? What is your strength?
My strength is I can handle people well and basically just lead people.
Okay. So is there any examples that you can share with me that in a scenario where you lead your team?
In my performing, basically I've wrote there the extra curriculum. I am the leader that lead my team members.
In which activity?
In dance.
Dance. Wow. Okay. Is it like what dance is that?
My team member had chose K-pop, so I fit myself with them.
Okay, so you try to adapt. Right? Try to adapt to the team's.
By the way, our team is going very well.
Good. So is it a competition or just a performance?
Just perform because our home sometimes will go some event, some events they need our performance, so then we will perform to the people.
Okay.
So, before we break for lunch, I know everyone is hungry and maybe a little tired for the activities today. Before we go on to the break, I hope you guys actually had a good session. You guys learned a little bit from today's activities. I'd like to call out a few of you guys to maybe share with us your experience. We can start with David. Maybe you can share with us, what's your experience today, your interview, first time interview ke, second time ke?
Because you like
This is my first time interview.
Okay. And how was the experience?
My experience,
was it nervous?
a little bit nervous.
Okay.
But later on, I overcome already.
What about the questions that you were asked?
The question they asked is just basic. It's not very hard. I can understand. I can answer.
Okay, let's do a couple questions. Okay,
Okay, alright, thank
you.
you. Maybe we can call out Angelica. Come up to Angelica, maybe a minute, share experience. There we go.
Hi everyone.
Welcome.
Today is my first interview. At first I was scared. Yeah, it's normal. Yeah.
Okay.
And then after the interview, some of the feedback that she gave me. So she said be more confident because some of the questions ask what is your weakness. So I tell her that I'm less confident in everything that I do. Yeah, I'm less confident. Then from there I learned to be more confident.
Okay, thank you. Next one I should call upon Pauline. Pauline?
This is my first interview. When I first went into the room, I was nervous, but then after introducing myself to then I feel confident again. But then
after the first question, a bit more.
After my first question, then I feel more confident because my interviewer is friendly and she is kind.
Okay, thank you. Michael.
This is my first time also to be interviewed, and I'm very happy to hear the feedback. So that's why I can learn everything from people.
What did you learn, please?
I learned about eye contact and many more. You can find in my paper. Thank you.
Okay, so I hope you guys had fun and learned a thing or two from today. I'm going to share with you a video, okay, before we sum everything up. Okay, give me a second and enjoy the video.
Today I'm getting some practice in the forward since I have a symphony performance tonight. A few more pieces, then I'll hop on the train.
Since I'm at the Accenture office today, I'm using the telepresence room for my usual 7 a.m. call with the development team in India.
My day starts at 6 a.m. to work out with my trainer. And then I come home and I get my daughter ready for preschool by 8 a.m. And then I either go to one of the Accenture offices or go to visit one of my clients. Today is a great day because I get to go to both places.
I like to sync my calendar on the way in. Every day is different, so I check to see what I have going on. And in the morning, I feed my son breakfast. I load my bike into the car so that I can go riding later on that day. I train for triathlon, so I ride or run at least once or twice a week. I catch up on emails and anything that came up overnight, then I plan out my day. Currently, I'm working on service transformation for a customer call center in Canada. We're helping them make their contact center more efficient by training and recruiting their agents. We're also looking for ways to save money. My manager is in Minnesota and the other consultants in Calgary. We seldom see each other face to face, so Sometimes we'll take a picture out the window of where we're sitting.
When we were there at the 3.3, it's 9:15 a.m. and I'm meeting with each of my team leads. I've got a team of over 35 people and I've got 7 team leads. And so each of the teams are focusing on different areas of cost savings for my client. It's a supply chain project and we're saving the client over $100 million. Good thing.
I work with emerging technology. Right now it's 10 o'clock and I'm meeting with project teammates in our research labs in France and India to actually discuss how we can do remote collaboration better. My job in tech labs includes some very technical development work, but also involves planning and business strategy work. There's certainly a part of being a technology evangelist that I really like, but I also enjoy demonstrating how it can be used for business purposes.
We are developing and deploying training to 35,000 end users. It's one of the largest training implementations Accenture's done to date. I'm working with 12 offshore developers to build the web-based training courses based on course specifications that meet the client's objectives.
My specialty is Siebel, a customer relationship management application that Accenture configures and implements for clients. We start with design sessions with the clients to make sure that the proposed system designs meet their business needs. Then I review the designs with the development team, making sure that they can build exactly what the client needs.
Yesterday I had a call with the Worldwide Supply Chain Leadership Team, and I was able to gather ideas that I can take back to my client. So I'm meeting with my client to share with him different areas where we can help improve their supply chain organization.
As a volunteer project, I'm the lead for the Chicago Eco Team. We aim to build knowledge and help people at Accenture understand what sustainability is all about. We've launched a national blog for the Eco program where different employees post topics they're passionate about. We plan events that help people learn more about sustainability and what Accenture is doing to be more perfect.
I'm having lunch with a couple of summer interns. When I was an Accenture intern, I helped develop a new system for a government agency. 10 years later, I can still remember what it's like to be a new intern. So I thought I'd give some advice about the ins and outs of client work.
The development teams posted a question on our SharePoint site. We want a flawless training course delivered to the client, so I'm helping the developers make the right changes in the learning management system.
Today I'm taking part in an employee podcast featuring my previous project in Singapore as a best practice for other project teams. The purpose of our study was to measure key metrics trending when we force our call center agents to be 100% compliant. So I've actually had a lot of international experience for someone who hasn't been around Accenture for a very long time.
I'm having coffee with a new analyst in our crew. I mentor new joiners both before and after they join the firm. They say at Accenture you work as a family, and for me it really is, since both my brother and sister-in-law work for Accenture. They really influenced my decision to come here. When I first joined, I had 3 trips to Europe right away. 1 for a conference in Geneva, and 2 for project work in Frankfurt, Germany. That definitely made me feel like I was in the real world and my expertise was valued. Now, I like to share my experience with others who are just starting.
I'm a board member at Hands On Atlanta, and that's part of my civic responsibility. Once a month, I go down to Hands On Atlanta, and the board gets together and comes up with strategic ways that we can make a positive impact on the Atlanta community.
The opportunity to volunteer through Accenture is vast. I currently volunteer for the CARE program, which provides critical support, training, and job placement to people affected by homelessness and poverty. Accenture volunteers are helping develop several supplemental training courses for the organization. I'm personally responsible for developing and delivering 2 of these courses. Volunteering has been helpful in building my personal network. So I'm getting to apply and enhance my skill set while contributing to this incredible organization.
It's around 4 o'clock, so I'm headed off to the Sim. My project allows me to work a flexible schedule, so I can leave early to make rehearsal. Since we have some concerts coming up, I find it great that I can find time in my schedule to do the things that I love.
Typically, I leave work around 5 p.m., and then I go pick up my daughter from daycare. What is this stuff for you? I make her dinner and put her to bed, and then I go back and do some more work for about an hour or so.
I usually head out about 5:30, and here at Tech Labs, we'll go play basketball with coworkers one night.
Got an email that tonight some of the client team are getting together for a bike ride.
Soon, I may have the chance to go to India for several days. The potential to go to India with less than 1 year of post-college experience in order to work with developers that I've been mentoring for the last 10 months is truly unmatched.
daily life not so canggih every day like that lah. Okay. Okay, but it does give you a glimpse of what we do, okay, every day, okay, and maybe in a week once or twice we look like that, but not every day. But anyways, I hope this will be a good closer for the session today. And before we formally close off, we can ask Chai Ping to come up and give the closing speech.
Thank you. I was looking at the video and I was thinking, do we really look like that? And you know, we are doing music and all that, but and running and you know, going to the gym maybe and all that. Maybe so. I carry the kids, yes, yeah. You know, I'll be running out, all you know, all over the place and all that. But I thought when I was looking at the video, I just was reminded of something. I think the one thing about Accenture is this, right? It enables us to do things like this today, what we're doing for you and with you. That enables us to do, you know, some of the wonderful things that we take for granted. And you know, it gives us that opportunity, you know, to spend time with you and hopefully make a small difference in your life, give you some tips just because we are older than you, not because we are cleverer than you, but because we are older than you, give you a little bit of tips, and then, you know, you are set for life, right? And also, I think very importantly, as we spend the last 3 or 4 hours with you, what is important is, I really want to reinforce the fact that you guys really know more than what you think you know. As we went through the activity, as we did the CVs with you, as we interviewed you, right? I am actually very amazed at what you guys want to be, hope to be, intend to be, achieving what you really set out for yourself, pursuing your own passion and your own goals. That is really inspiring and very humbling for me. You know, some of us have, you know, parents and all that, right? And they give us everything, and yet we take it for granted. For you, you have, you know, put yourself, you know, into, or you want to make yourself more than what I can also achieve, right? So I really want to encourage you guys to be confident, right? Have the, you know, your own self-respect and esteem, okay? Don't, you know, don't feel that, you know, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that, I'm not very confident, right? And when we talk about image and all that, I think Eleanor was talking about image. I also wanted to point out to you, your self-image is really self-respect. Once you have self-respect, the whole world will start respecting you. So you must start with self-respect. You must respect yourself first. Do you agree? You agree? Yeah, because it starts with self-respect. If you want people to respect you, you must first respect yourself. You must have that confidence, because you all have so much that really, you know, even the last, just a short time with you, I've learned so much from you. Okay, so with that, I hope you had an enjoyable morning. My team, Elaine and Sim-Lee and my team actually said that we are very conscious that we wanted to hard stop at 1. It's 1:08 or something like that now. So I am standing between you and lunch. Lunch is already ready. I'm not going to stand between you and lunch anymore. Do you have any other questions or any other sharing that you want to share before we close? We will talk during lunch. So with that, thank you Elaine, Sim-Lee, my team, Yuk Wai, and the rest of our Accenture friends. Thank you very, very much for being here, and I hope to see you all again. Thank you very much.